This is my book review for The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. This book won the Pulitzer Prize in 2017, and Colson Whitehead won the Pulitzer Prize again in 2020 for his novel The Nickel Boys. I've been wanting to read more Pulitzer Prize winning books. That's an award that values cultural relevance, maybe over like literary craft. So, a lot of the winners of the Pulitzer Prize for the last 10 or maybe 15 years have been books that typically are about race or gender or maybe immigrant stories or like a lot of identity-focused stories, I guess. And this is the newest book I've read in a long time. It came out in 2017. I don't read that many new books, I realized, kind of as I was reading it and after I read it. But this book is also historical fiction, not literary fiction, really, which is like similar but like a nuanced difference, where in like literary fiction typically, I think there tends to be more of a focus on psychology, the psychology of the protagonist. It can get like very interior, maybe there's more of a plot, and in historical fiction it's kind of more of like a slice of life, like reimagining an experience through a person in a fictional, in a real point in time, so that you get an idea of what it was like to exist during that point in time. And that's exactly what this book is, except that he makes the Underground Railroad literal. He takes the figurative idea of an underground railroad and, subverts that and makes it literal, which is pretty cool. So the book stays pretty external, or like maybe surface level. There's a lot of characters. You don't get to know any of them that well, but he's kind of going state by state through the American South, through the slave-owning states, and giving kind of these different vignette or slice of life kind of scenes, I guess, or going chapter by chapter, so that you can see the like cultural nuances and how each southern state treated slavery differently. And that was very interesting to me. I think it was very effective. If I tend to think of slavery in America's past, I always kind of imagine it as one kind of like, evil amalgamation, or like grand choreographed effort, but he does a really good job of showing how each state's different culture and ethics really shaped the way they viewed slavery. And I think one of the most effective ways he does this is the different perspectives of even the white abolitionists in these slave states. So, for example, the North Carolina abolitionists, I think the woman's name was Ethel. I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe it was Martin. They almost seem kind of resentful to Cora, who's the protagonist, who is the slave who's trying to escape to the north through the Underground Railroad. They almost seem resentful towards her for like helping her. They seem like they kind of don't want to help her. And North Carolina seems a lot more severe in its treatment of black people than the other slave states, versus some of the other white abolitionists in other slave states seem like very righteous and proud to be standing up against slavery. Maybe it's through Christian ethics or just like high character. But that was cool. I had never really thought about that. That was like by far my favorite part of the book, I guess, was getting to see the nuanced differences in slavery state by state. But yeah, it was cool. I'm definitely going to read more Pulitzer Prize winning books. It's a different experience than reading literary fiction. I like the psychological novel. Like I love the Russian psychological novel. It's probably my favorite, which is like the opposite of this, but this was like a very nice, like shake up for me because I don't tend to read books like this. So I'll probably read The Nickel Boys as well by Colson Whitehead. So yeah, check out The Underground Railroad.